Hey guys, this is What If. Motorsport Games have come out of hiding again and have made a tweet about the next gen update patch 1.5.1.0, aka patch number 9, I think. So, yeah, in the meantime, in the last 4 to 5 months, their social media has been nothing but Live Fast Motorsports sponsoring the car, which means nothing. This again. Talking about which track is your favorite. Daniel Suarez won. It's basically just generic posting tweets of drivers that win. Just nothing. And everybody flames them for it every week. And then in April they had their roadmap thing, but nothing came of it. But yeah, it's just the same old shit, different day. This time is interesting because something is happening to some extent. So we'll click the link here, and June 23rd, the community update to our passionate and engaged fan base. Even though there's literally not even 24 players playing the game on Steam. It's a joke. But since my face cam is blocking it, no, I'm not doing that. We'll put it over here. So, this is the update for the next-gen consoles. 4K resolution at 30 frames per second. You mean to tell me that the game can't even run at 60 frames per second on the next-gen console? Yet on Steam, they can do that no problem? That's embarrassing. That just adds to their laundry list of problems and just embarrassment of stupid shit where they were saying that they can't put a mirror on an Xbox One because the system can't handle it, which is the biggest load of bullshit maybe ever that we've heard from a NASCAR game. So that was just embarrassing. But yeah, so 4 months, 5 months of waiting. And for those people that actually were interested, yeah, it's only going to be at 30 frames, so that's kind of disappointing because, that should be, bare minimum. It shouldn't. That's just sad. 4K upscaling. Again, why do we need that? We need the game to be actually fixed. But, whatever, fine. We'll just up the graphics even more. Online cross-generation console gameplay. Well, that's great, even though you really can't do anything online, so it's just... Alright, whatever. I mean, do we want to go into a laundry list of problems with online? You can't host the lobby properly. You can't set the race length to the way you want. You can't change the tire wear that you would want. There's so many things wrong with the online. It's a joke. It takes really long to actually get into lobbies. In Heat 5, for example, at Mertz's streams, he'd be able to do 10 races in about 2 hours. With NASCAR 21, it takes 7 races in that. In 2 hours, you're only able to get 7 races in. So it's load times are ridiculous. It's embarrassing, and it's just sad. It takes that long, and then the start. It's a whole embarrassing mess, and there's so lack of control for the host to do stuff. It's pointless. There's no value in it whatsoever. But the only thing that's interesting is they have some kind of updates, which isn't on this page, so that just makes them look even worse because that's all you get from this. But if you go to the site, then you can see this. And I want to go on a rant here because I'm honestly really tired of this. Because I watched Ryman's video about the patch and stuff, and I just want to say my piece on the fact that this game has so many patches. That's not a good thing. That's in fact a bad thing. Don't dare say that we've got more patches for this than we did with the Heat games. Yes, obviously that's the case, but this game is more broken than that. There's so much more broken. When you release a product that's barely playable or not even close to being finished, of course there's going to be more things to throw patches in. The Heat games were nowhere near as broken as this. So I don't want to hear that. That's not impressive. That's not wow. That's the bare minimum to expect that. To try to fix this garbage broken bullshit that they fed customers. They lied. They did bullshit in their marketing, where all they did was show graphics for a long time. There was the stuff on the Sports Online article that came out that the Dev Diaries were essentially bullshit. Basically, they were made, and the people that were voicing it and all that stuff, they didn't even have they didn't even play the game. So you're getting told this stuff when they haven't even seen the full finished game, and it was just a whole lie and manipulation to trick the consumers into thinking it's a much better game. Obviously, that's the case with almost any game, but this is it's a much more blatant example because this game released in such a terrible state to begin with. But basically, the Dev Diaries were just a bunch of shit, and people didn't really know what the game was like. So it was just based on lies. So that's just embarrassing. There's so much more garbage that's come out with this game, and the how it's run, how it's managed, the people behind it, the higher ups, and it's disgusting. It's gross, and I don't even want to get into the whole thing where they try to get the rights of the MotoGP game, and they tried to basically buy them out and make them run out of money, and they waited till the last day to cancel negotiations so that company can lose as much money as they can, so they can be financially destroyed, so they can take that license. It's gross. It's disgusting. So much disgusting malpractice, if that's even the right word. Just so much disgustingness behind the scenes, and this does nothing. Was I surprised that nothing's gonna come of it? No, I knew it. I was looking at the 23rd. It's oh, this is gonna be a good content day because I can talk about this and how shitty it is because this is just garbage. So, obviously, next gen updates. This was on the previous site before. Car and schemes fixed an issue for career mode where players were appearing under their car. I made a post on Twitter. It's still not fixed. So that's a lie. That was not fixed unless it's fixed on PC. But not even 24 people play it on PC, or 24 people play it. So even if that's fixed, one, that took 5-6 months to actually finish, properly fix it. In fact, that was an issue back in October. So it took them 8 months to fix that. It's too little, too late. You destroyed your trust with the consumers. You destroyed your trust with the fan base, and it's just, yeah. So on console, it doesn't do shit. That does nothing. That was not fixed, unless they're meaning for PC. I don't know, but yeah, it's just that doesn't work. Fixed an issue where anti-lock brake system was stuck on. Congratulations, you fixed something. Fix an issue where sponsor logo's light was heavily reflected on the car's while travel. Well, that's not just freaking great. Again, most of these are just baby fixes. This one's kind of nice. It's a nice quality of life one, but then again, it makes you wonder if, it probably could have been fixed with, some modder being able to, adjust the lighting and stuff. So I don't know why this took 8 months to fix, but they got it fixed. It took them 8 months, but they fixed it. So that's nice. Does that justify buying the game? No. Fix an issue in which high assists cause difficulty when pitting at certain tracks. Pitting is almost non-existent in this game because one, stages kind of mess up the flow of that. Two, it's hard. Hardly anyone plays this game at 100% or even long race distance to begin with because the game just falls apart and breaks when a caution comes out at the wrong time because that still wasn't addressed. So yeah, go into that. So in this patch, they don't address the fact that if half the field is on, say, lap 27, and you're on lap 26 and the caution comes out, you and whoever was on lap 26 are just put a lap down, and you're screwed. Screwed literally, virtually, and physically, because there's no way to get the lucky dog, there's no way to get the wave around, so you're screwed. Unless you drive yourself back up to the front the good old-fashioned American way, which, if this was 2002, maybe that would be a good thing, because that was kind of how the rules were back then, at least with how you get your lap back, but we're in 2022. That's not what the rules are. So that's broken. That's still a monumental, glaring issue. So, yeah, that's not fixed. But, whatever. Who cares? Fix an issue where AI driving off the apron in corners and Homestead. I actually did do a Homestead race because I heard stuff in Harman's video. A fan was saying that, the difficulty was adjusted, which isn't. It's bullshit. I tried it at Homestead. I tried it at Nashville on extreme difficulty. Nothing's changed. It's still stupid. and awful and bad. And the only thing that can save it is if you do stages and like a 15% race or even 25% race. You can pit during a stage. You can have fresh tires. The field don't pit. Their pitting logic is atrocious still, which that has never been changed. So maybe under like if the sun and like the universe align properly, then maybe you can pit, have fresh tires, and be faster. But I tried at Nashville, didn't work at all, made no difference. Homestead kind of sort of worked, but only in the last stage. So the difficulty still atrocious, still absolutely off kilter to such a comical degree that in Nashville I was like a lap down in 13 laps. And that's not, and again, I haven't played the game like 5 months, actually 4 months or something. So like obviously there could be partly some user error in me going lap down 13 laps. Maybe if I was in peak, console gamer form, it would have been 11 laps or 12 instead of 13. Oh no, the shame in that. But yeah, difficulty hasn't been changed. Nothing in that has been fixed at all. So that's a bunch of bullshit and everything. So that's just great, because that's the one thing I like to do when I play a NASCAR game is to have a Google Doc chart up and have all the track and difficulty combinations for every single one of them to make sure I get a proper experience. That is garbage. We the players should not be beta testing for this crap, and it's unacceptable. Now, all these NASCAR games have had some variants of this issue, but this game takes it to a whole other level where you can go and dominate one race, then be a lap down like in other races, and that has nothing to do with the car performance or anything, because everything's like equal. There's no like really big parity difference between a Ricker racing car and a Hendrick car, so that has nothing to do with it. It's just the difficulty is that radically different, and it's annoying to always try to think of like, okay, well, this track I gotta have it on stream. This track I can kind of have it on veteran. This one I can have it on legend. And it's stupid. It's dumb. It's bad. The players should not be having to go through all these hoops and hurdles to make the game somewhat playable. And doing a career mode for the series is complete garbage. So yeah, that was not fixed. Fix an issue which the AI takes control. Again, baby fix. It's good that it's fixed, but these are small fixes. There's no way, especially with this game, but even with the expansion pack in September, I don't think they're going to fix the core aspect elements of the game. And one thing I want to make clear in Ratman's video too is he was talking about like CarCraft, how like motorsport games like made CarCraft. No, they fucking didn't. It was some other company in motorsport games bought their rights. And then they get to parade around the fact that, they made it when they didn't, which is bullshit. It's stupid. It's just, manipulation tactics. It's just disgusting. It's just stupid. So, I don't know. It's just annoying. Because that's not the narrative. That's literally fake news. But, yeah. Fix an issue that showed miscellaneous stats incorrectly for stages in the standings menu. I tested this out in career mode at Daytona. Lord behold, it took 4 months, maybe 5 months. I don't even remember anymore. But they fixed the points, so you get points for stage 1, 2, which they had before, and in the final stage. So points actually work. One of the most basic things you would want to have in the racing game is the points standings and the points awarded to a driver during the race or after race or whatever work. It took 4 or 5 months to fix that. That is sad. That is just good old fashioned sad. But they fixed it. Does that justify buying this game for $90? No, because there's so much shit. So much things wrong. So many things are broken. It's not fun. It's not playable. The same dumb thing that happened at Daytona, the AI go off the track in the tri-oval, and they took me out. I spun. Caution took a while for it to actually come out, and then it just turned into this cycle of, well, now my tires are worn. It's going to make me spin right away, and I pit. I do all that. Then I'm somehow a lap down, and it just turns into a complete utter mess. Sometimes it gives you the the restart right at the finish line. Sometimes it's before. It's inconsistent. It's random. It's just annoying. So, but we'll have these simps for this game saying things are fine, things are great, things are okay when it's not. It's a garbage, pathetic dumpster fire of a game. If no one else is gonna say it, except for Disco Inferno, then I will say it. Because this is just pathetic garbage. This does not... I'm not won over. Nobody else should be won over. This game should not be played by anyone. It should be studied in, like, the Smithsonian. It should be, like, framed of, like, what not to do to make a game. Rush it out. Shady CEO. Shady business practice. The rules not working in the way that they're supposed to. The bullshit excuse of not being able to put a mirror in because it breaks the game, which is sad. The next-gen consoles can't even run at 60 frames when, like, it should be able to... I mean, if they could do it on PC, and, like, even like a mid-tier PC can do it, then how can a next-gen current console not be able to do it when other racing games can? And they want to pride themselves as being the echelon, the top tier of racing games, and you can't even do that, then that's like one failure out of like 275 that they have accomplished throughout this period of this game. At this point, this game, I mean, I was already saying, like, the September DLC, it better be fucking free. Like, for this expansion thing, for, like, the 22 season, it better be fucking free. But I can't imagine that they will. I can't imagine it. They are sinking for money so bad. They lost $4 million or more this year alone. So, they don't even know if they can make it through, like, a whole other, like, 10 months now, or however many months since that Q4 interview thing came out. To now, it's probably much less than 12 months, so who knows if they'll still be around to 2023. But, but I would imagine it's going to cost something. But if it costs anything, it's going to be insulting, because there's nothing that has been accomplished except for trying to right the wrong by terrible decisions by the higher ups who have no business making a game when they've had no experience making one. Shame on NASCAR as well for even approving this to happen in the first place, because yeah, let's give the license to someone that's never made a game. That's a great idea. That's just horrific. So shame on NASCAR. Shame on them for keeping this as like an exclusive license, because this is why it's bad. Because when you don't have competition, they don't gotta try. When you have competition, other people making games. Look at 2002. Remember back in those days? Maybe not, because most people aren't probably alive back then. Okay, I'm being a little hyperbolic, but back in 2002, you had Monster Games, you had EA, and then you had Papyrus. They were all competing to make a great game. And look at, wow, it's almost like as if with competition, made the developers, made the company, made them strive to make better games, because there was a market of it. When you just have it as an exclusive license, you don't gotta try. It's just, again, the only person that benefits out of all of this is Dimitri. He got like a 624 pay increase. For what reason, I don't know. That's a whole other rabbit hole I don't want to get into, because this video will be like 8 hours long. I don't want to do that. But yeah, this update does nothing except, well, I can't say nothing, but it fixed. Now you can get stage points. Hallelujah. But yeah, just a lot of small things. That's really like the stage point thing. That's like the one big thing, which it's nice, but there's too much wrong. The damage has been done, and even so, it took 5 months to fix that. It's just, this game is such a sad lost cause. I hate it. It just continues to be utterly pathetic in the comments section on Twitter. Everybody's flaming it. Yeah. And then there's my tweet. This still happens. I'm under the track, glitched out. yeah, just nobody's buying it. Nobody's happy. Everybody's just kind of memeing on it. Can't blame them. So it's like that with every post they make, even when it's not even related to the game. It's just a shit show, and I'm just here to watch it, and it's funny. And yeah, so, and no, I'm not gonna buy the next gen consoles. I'm not gonna spend $500 plus fucking dollars on a next gen console, then plus pay another $60 because this game, like the retail price, still hasn't dropped. It's on sale on Steam now, but I don't think that will last. But they're still hanging on to that like $60 price for ages now. Maybe it's gone down since then. I've been to like GameStop and stuff, and it seems like the price has dropped at least to like $30. So hey, that's better. But like it shouldn't even be $30 to be honest. But there is a price drop. But yeah, I really don't know what more to say. It's just another failure of an update that doesn't really address the real core issues with the game. And apparently with NASCAR 23, they're going to be using the CarCraft engine, which maybe that'll make it better. But why would I have trust in the company to do anything when they've given really nothing for us to be excited about? Nothing that gives us hope that they can actually do stuff. I mean, they couldn't even put a fucking mirror in the game because they claim the console can't handle it. That's a bunch of bullshit. Their whole town hall thing was just nonsense. And we want a game where 3-year-olds can play the game because, you know, that's the market, is fucking 3-year-olds. When Jesus Christ, as Ryan Moody said, and this is probably one of my favorite quotes he ever said, but he wants an adult and a 3-year-old to have that same level of investment or like he said in his videos, like, no 3-year-old is going to understand that the car is turning to the right because of an off-caster setup. No 3-year-old's going to know that. That's just, it's absurd. It's just, that's why this comes from a person that has no video game background experience. I don't either. Just saying that, I don't either. But I would not be saying, oh, I want a 3-year-old and an adult to play, I have the same level of enjoyment. So, do I gotta lower my expectations to the level of a 3-year-old to play this game? Do I just gotta play the game like, is that what I gotta do? I mean, I guess if I close my eyes, I can imagine a better game. I guess technically by that logic would work. Whatever. Yeah. So this is just another typical dumpster fire of a game that continues to be an utter disaster. And unfortunately, with my channel, because I cover NASCAR, I will probably force myself to play the September expansion pack DLC, see what comes of that, just for content on the channel. I'll try my best to make sure I get through that as fast as possible. The difficulty hasn't been changed, and it's going to be like a 7-part series anyways, where I sim races where I know I'm just going to run laps and there's nothing of value. So it's really great when there's when like more than half the season I can just sim because the difficulty is so broken, and I'm not going to sit here and fiddle with settings and shit for every race. And I'm not going to sit here and try to milk the series into oblivion where, God, I'm going to Harman again, where it's like he did a video that was like 18 minutes long. It was like 5 minutes of intro, the pre-race stuff, and then by the time he got into the race, it was like a third of the way through the video. That is garbage. That's unacceptable. You don't do that. Especially if it's an 18-minute video and almost 1/3 of it is just fluff. No, you don't do that. Generally, that's just the last thing you want to do when you make a video is waste people's time with padding, with fluff. Well, your channel is fluff. What if? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, this is where we're at. It's sad. It's just pathetic. It just continues to be embarrassing. Their stock prices went up 20 cents, so it used to be like 45 cents, now 65. They maybe it's a turnaround. Instead of garbage, it's just gonna be like, instead of like super garbage, it's like medium garbage. I'm gonna get going because I'm ranting for too long. I'm done. Have a good day, everyone.